everybody should ratchet the pressure. I was disappointed to see that some of the so-called crypto exchanges, not all of them, but some of them are refusing to end transactions with Russia, you know, from some, I don't know, philosophy of libertarianism or whatever. Everybody, and if there has to be legal or regulatory pressure, everybody should do as much as possible to isolate Russian economic activity right now. That pressure will absolutely impact Putin.
Never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it.
Fight for this new world order for the democratic countries. We knew that we are the shield for the euro.
We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order.
Bitcoin and cryptos are taking a beating, but do not allow the dip to scare you. I sent some important information in my Patreon. But guys, let's get into the video. Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And guys, you know, I come back with that video just to make you think. And guys, we have Crooked Hillary on crypto. The new world order is bringing the old band back. Never let a good crisis go to waste because you can do things that you never would have been able to do. And we have Binance's CZ on sanctions. And she asked CZ, has he been in communication with the Biden administration? And we know here in the U.S., we can't even trade on Binance. We have to go on to Binance US, which has nothing to do with Binance. At least that's what they say. And don't forget, Binance was registered in China. And now I have no idea where they're registered. We have Malta that said no. We had the Cayman Islands that said no. But we know crypto was supposed to be like cash. Peer-to-peer transactions without the middleman. Because when we keep the middleman, the banks, at the end of the day, they control it. The House control it, and we clearly see it. CZ said the exchanges have to follow the same rules as the banks. And the banks are what? The biggest drug dealing, money laundering, gun running son of a gun. And we know these exchanges are the biggest manipulators. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the new world order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
CZ, why not a ban completely? Are you concerned perhaps that all the users that you ban may gravitate towards your smaller rivals perhaps?
No, I just think it's not our decision to make to freeze user accounts, etc. So, for example, Facebook has not banned Russian users. Google has not blocked off Russia, etc. United States have not done that. So we just follow rules. We don't make them. And also, just from an ethical point of view, many Russians do not support this war. So I think we should separate the politicians to the normal people.
But with your position.
We are following the position supported by governments all around the world, including the UN. We do not make the sanction rules. They are organizations who make those rules. We follow them. So we are doing exactly what the recommendations are.
Trading on your platform, we know that you can't buy or sell on Binance anonymously.
No, Binance.com is a full KYC platform. So there's many smaller exchanges, crypto exchanges that do not have a full KYC tier, but Binance don't have that. On Binance, everyone has to go through a mandatory KYC, and there's no way to avoid that. So we do full KYC, and there's not. I do not know of any ways for people to get around that.
Or outflows out of Russia since the sanctions were imposed on Saturday? And again, if you don't go a step further, do you think you'll be more regulated by regulators who see still crypto as a bit of a dodgy way of moving money around?
So I think this is not a crypto-specific issue. The sanctions apply to banks and crypto at the same time. We're following the same rules. That's what we're following. So banks are following exactly the same sanction list as we follow. So this is not a crypto-specific thing. This is just, we are following exactly the rules established by the regulators. So so I don't see this as being a crypto-specific issue.
That Ukraine wants a complete ban. What are you hearing from the Biden administration? What kind of conversations are you having right now? What are they asking you to do?
So yes, we are. We are trying to get accurate information in as timely manner as possible, and we follow all those recommendations. And so we are following the rules established by governments all around the world. And so it's not for us to decide to unilaterally freeze some Russian citizens' bank accounts that's not on the list. So and also unilaterally doing that as a platform doesn't, number one, hurts the most vulnerable groups of people that have very little impact on international affairs, and you probably just move those users to other smaller platforms that are less compliant and may not even have mandatory KYC, etc.
But Cece,
you built a Citadel hedge fund, which is extremely successful. Why did you want to build another business, Citadel Securities? Why did you want to do that and run the risk that you wouldn't be as successful in that business as you were in Citadel Hedge Fund, which is a cryptocurrency-related investor? You haven't been trading, I think, or making markets in crypto. Do you expect to do that in the future?
So crypto has been one of the great stories in finance over the course of roughly the last 15 years. And I'll be clear, I've been in the naysayer camp over that 15-year period of time. But the crypto markets today have a market capitalization of about $2 trillion in round numbers, which tells you that I haven't been right on this call over the course of the last 15 years. I still have my skepticism, but there are hundreds of millions of people in this world today who disagree with that. And so to the extent that we're trying to help institutions and investors solve their portfolio allocation problems, we have to give serious consideration to being a market maker in crypto. And I think it's fair to assume that over the months to come, you will see us engage in making markets in cryptocurrencies.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, The fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.